Hi. Jerusha, are you there? Can you hear me? No. I've just sent the link to her phone. Anyway, I guess she'll join if she gets it. My note taker always invites itself to join. Two of them.
Who's your note taker? Your AI note taker?
Yeah, I never invite it, but it always joins. Hi,
Yes,
Denise.
is your assistant.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Alan.
Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody. We'll just give a minute or so for a few more people to join. I'm expecting a few more people. So, yeah.
Yeah, great. So
Well,
maybe you will stop sharing your screen and we can just see
okay.
who joined and ask everyone, maybe show camera if they want and introduce themselves. We see who is there.
Yeah.
We have a few minutes to know. And hi, Dorothy.
Hi, Dorothy.
Hello. Hi. Yeah,
Where?
here from Crawley.
In Crawley. Okay. Who is from where watching us? Alan, you sharing your screen now.
Okay, let me stop it.
And keep sharing your screen now, and yeah, so we can see who is joining us today. Who wants to?
John Smith's on. Hi, John, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's great.
Hi, John.
Hello,
Where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
Netherlands. Nice.
Okay, very good.
Good to meet you.
Okay.
Although we can't see you, but
Yeah, there
it
seems to be something wrong with the camera. I don't know.
Mhm. Who else write in the chat? Where are you now? Where you are watching us from?
We've got Jerusha on the line. I'm not sure if you managed to get on the laptop, Jerusha. I hope you got that other link I sent you.
Great to hear from people who joining us. We have now 8 guests, and would be good to know what you expect from this webinar. What your expectations? What you expect to learn today? Hi, Dennis. Today we will speak about topic which is crucial.
Absolutely.
The way to
Yeah.
success.
There are three fundamental pillars of property investing. It's education, support, and mindset. And all the gurus that I listen speak say that of all of them, mindset is the most important. It's 80% mindset. It's whether you think you can or you think you can't do it. And yeah, that's absolutely crucial. And I think you've mastered this art, Elena, from what I've seen since we met less than a year ago.
Thank you. And I'm happy to share because this is really such a huge a huge change which happened in my life when I learned this from my mentor, Bob Proctor. And when I look back, I don't even realize how I could live without this knowledge. It is so important to know this. That's why I'm so passionate to share with people, because I know how their life can change when they have this knowledge. And we can do such webinars regularly, so I can share more, because of course one session is just the beginning. Yes, it is like a little bit from all this ocean that we
Hi,
can dive.
Jenny. You've just joined, I believe.
Yes, I see that Dennis wrote, absorb as much as I can
Hi.
for my
Hi,
mindset.
Jenny.
Hello. Hi.
Jenny, hi, nice to see you.
Nice to
That
see you.
I'm excited. Very good. Yes, it is good to be excited. Yes. You know that excitement is the same frequency as fear. And we can use always this emotion to expect something to happen.
Thus discover the power of a decision-making mindset.
Very good. It is right. It is
You're
exactly what we are going to do today.
Okay.
I suppose that we are waiting for a few more people to join. Yes, Alan?
There are, excuse me, a few more people who have said they would join, but I mean, it's 8:05 now. So what I suggest we do is we'll make. Here's Hefzibah. I was expecting her. She's just joining.
That's fine. So let's just start
Yeah.
a couple of minutes. I want to ask you a few questions, and we let other people join, and then we will start
Okay.
our
Hi,
main.
Hefzibah.
Yeah. So I would like you to answer two questions. When it comes to decision making, how do you make decision? Do you make decision fast and change them slow, or you make decisions slow and change them fast? What is your number, one or two? First is when you make decision fast and change them slow,
For me,
right?
one.
Who make decision fast, put one,
One, yeah.
and who make decision slow, you have to think about this, you have to sleep with this idea, and then you can change it fast. And it will be two. Let's see who we have in the room today. Yes, I see Louise 1, John 1, Dennis 1, Jerusha 1, Sarah 2. Depends often 1 in work context and sometimes 2 depending on time of choice. And Alan 1. Choice. Yes, very good, very good. Today you will see you will learn about decision making, how you make decision, why you make decisions the way you do, and how successful people make decisions. And we learn that techniques and that mindset which will help you to be even more successful by mastering decision making. Depends on the situation,
I
Jenny.
wonder if I could just ask you before you get into your formal presentation, Elena. You had to take some very quick decisions in your life a couple of years ago. You didn't have time to consider. You didn't have time to wait and sleep on it, from my recollection of your story.
Yes, you want me to share that with your guest? Yes, a couple of years, if you mean the couple of years ago, I had to make decision to move out of Ukraine when the war started. Yes, when I woke up at about 5 o'clock in the morning from the noise, and heavy planes, military planes were just flying above. It was like feeling like above our roof. We didn't know what it is. It was still dark. It was very, very early morning. And this is how the war started, from bombing the airport, which was just 2 kilometers far from our house. And it was not safe. We didn't know what it is going to happen. And I have to make decision to move out. of our house, and because our house was in the center, just near the airport, and other objects were there. So I made decision, and I had to make decision not only for myself but also for my daughter, who was 13, and for my mother, who was 85. Yes, and we make decision to move out of Ukraine without planning, without knowing where we are going. Yes, we just had to leave with documents and just few warm clothes. Yes, and this is, of course, not easy, but it is possible to make right decisions when we know how to make decisions. And this is what we will speak about. Yes, we will speak about how usually people condition to make decision, and how they are caught with in situation which unexpected. Alan, could you
Just ask everyone to
mute
mute.
somebody? Mute. We have to mute someone. Yeah, could you please mute microphones, because somebody joined and we get echo. Alan, if you can, everyone, and then unmute. Yes, so
Just on one device, yeah.
yeah, one device. Sometimes someone joins and it gets echo. Yeah, so let's get everyone muted, and you write in the chat, and at the end, when you have questions, we can speak together. Yeah, we can answer your questions. Yeah, so just following this Alan's question. Yes, when we are caught in unexpected situations, most of people, they would panic, and they would see why this happened and why they cannot do what they. Yes, in many cases they just think why they cannot do anything. Yeah, because it is a really big decision. Just imagine you have to quit your house today and take your mother and your daughter, and you don't know where you're going. You have nothing. You have nobody, no relatives abroad, nobody, and you have to start life from scratch. Yes. So this is how the knowledge which I will share with you helped me in this situation. And of course, there were different situations, not only this one, many different situations which also I had to make decision when we already were in UK, for myself and for my family. And understanding how our results are created in our mind and then in reality helps us to be in charge and in control. Even if we cannot control outside situation, we always can control what we think about and what dominating thoughts we have, and how we make decision. Because what we think about, this is who we become. And all our results in life also comes initially from us, and understanding that there are a lot of different laws, and when we live according to the laws, we can always win, even in the worst situation. When we live according to the laws and get in control, we can always win and turn even negative into positive. Great. So shall we start? Alan, now you are muted.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's 12 minutes past 8. So, yeah, I suggest we make a start. There are a few people drifting in. I've got a few messages from people as well who may have had difficulty with the link. So I'll try and get them on board as we get started.
Very good. So maybe someone who already we have in the room, can you maybe share, did you have situation that was very, seemed very difficult, but you could overcome it, and then when you look back, you could see that you found something good in that situation? Maybe someone would like to share?
Yeah, please
That-
feel free to share any challenges you've had. Louise, I know you have shared with me some challenges. Do you want to mention about them? Not in specific detail, but just the sort of challenges that you have experienced.
Gosh, so many, so many. Just thinking on what Eleanor was talking about and moving home. So back just after the crash happened, which was a long time ago, I literally decided overnight. I was offered a job in Switzerland, quite a famous architect, and literally committed to moving within a month, packing up everything I had built up, and wasn't prepared to leave. Like I'd got a job 3 months before, and the crash happened, and then suddenly I found I had to get another job, and it was in Switzerland, it wasn't in the UK. And that move was colossal. Like it was different language, different country, different culture, not what I planned. And it's extraordinary what you can do um, when you make the choice, when you're active around the choice. There was no question. I just made the choice and I just did it. Yeah, and I just committed and that was it. I just left and packed everything up, moved everything within 4 weeks to a foreign country. It was a bit mad. Now I look at it, it was a bit crazy. Yeah, but quite powerful in the sense that I know that if you decide to do something, you can quite literally move mountains. It doesn't mean it'll always work out, but I know that I have the agency to do very, very big things in very, very short amount of time. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Very good. Yes, it is. Thank you for sharing, Luis. It is very good example how decision determines the results. If the person makes this, when the person makes decision, committed decision, and he sees himself already there, and he decides that he does it, whatever it takes, this is so much already determines the results, because we shouldn't know how we will do it, how it will come on the way, but that important moment to make decision. And this is why successful people always make decisions fast and change them slow, because they understand that they don't need to know the process. How Steve Jobs told that you can never know how to connect the dots when you look forward. You only can connect the dots when you look backwards. You have to trust that somehow in the future the dots will be connected. That is why successful people, they know that all they have to do is to want that. They have to make decision based on the fact that they really want that. That's what it is. We have to answer positively in two questions. Do I really want that? Is it really my big desire? Yes, something that I really want that will change my life or change people's life or whatever. Why? We should know why this and why we want this. It should be big. And then another one, am I willing to do whatever it takes? See, it is not about do I know how to do it? No, it is the question, am I willing to do whatever it takes? This is the second question. And when we have positive answers to do these questions, it means that we have to make decision. And also another thing, how successful people make decisions, they make decisions from the place where they are now and what they have. They don't plan and plan and plan. Long planning is a kind of procrastination. Decision is based on the idea. You know what you want and you think what I can do today, how I can act on this idea today based on where I am and what I have. And when you act immediately, when you make decision, this is how you get in the process. Your brain flips to different frequency. And this is what our webinar is about today. When Alan says that we can start, we will start.
Okay, let's start. I've had one apology from someone who I was expecting, so I think we've got most of the group here. Let's make a start, Elena, because it's a very interesting presentation. For those who missed what I mentioned earlier, property investing is all about education, which I know that all of you have invested in. It's about support, getting the right sort of community around you and the right sort of peers that can give you guidance and support. And then thirdly, and probably most importantly, it's about mindset, whether you think you can do what you want to do. And that's what Elena is going to explain to us in greater detail about today. So over to you, Elena.
Yeah, so I see that our call is already recorded. Yes, so
Yes.
I can start. And you please tell me if you see these slides.
Yes, I see. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yes, I want to start from this quote of George Bernard Shaw. And he said, I don't believe in circumstance. The people that get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. I like this quote. Yes, because circumstances shouldn't dictate what we can do or what we cannot do. We have to decide what we want to do. And our presentation today will be all about decision. Before we start that, I want to ask you a question. Who you think you are? Who you think you are? You can write in the chat, and also you can tell me later when we have question and answers. Yes, some people think that they are their body. Yes, they think that their name, if we ask who you are, people can say, I am Kate, I am John, I am George. Yes, so let's go deeper and understand who we really are. We are not our body. We are not our name, we are not our hand. Yes, our body is part of us, and we dwell at three planes simultaneously. We are spiritual being, we have spiritual part on us. We also have intellect, and we also have a physical body. Yes, so let's go and see what is each of these level represent. Our spiritual plane is the plane of thoughts. It is our highest potential. Our intellectual plane is the plane of ideas. This is middle potential. And we have also our body. That is low potential, and this is our physical body. Yes, physical plane. So most of people, when they live, they go from low potential to high. They see only things which are physical. They just operate by their senses again, which is just reflection of what they see in physical world. And this is how they based their decision on. Yes, so let's see at this line. This line represents where are you at the frequency. Everything is frequency. We live in the ocean of motion. Everything vibrates. Everything is created and operates on different frequencies. And this is usually goal which people set. People usually set goals which is A-type goal, we call it, which they know how to do things. They know how to do things. And also another type of goals is B-type goal. This is how they think, how they know, how to do things. They say, okay, if that happens, if that person comes, if that person brings something, or we go there, this we will do. Yes, so this is how most of people think, only based on what they already did before or what they know how to do. Yes, they can know how to do. And this is two types of goals which majority of people set in their lives. And there is another one goal, which is the right goal. These two types goals are not right goals. Why not right goals? Because the purpose of the goal is to make you grow. And if the goal is not big enough, you will go sidewalk. You will not push, you will not go out of comfort zone to go do something uncomfortable, because you will not have that stimul, you will not have that motive. You will not be motivated and not excited about your big goal. That's why these are two goals which are not right goals. Yeah, this is just something task which people can do, of course, but it is not right goal. So what is the right goal? Just think about this. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. And when you just think big about these two types goals, this means that you limit yourself. So we have to get to understanding that all that is possible is there already. It is everything already created. Nothing can be created or destroyed. Everything is just one energy moves and change form and becomes another energy. So here we should understand that everything is possible, and most of people never give it serious consideration. When you were dreaming last time, if I ask you, when was time when you were dreaming? Most people were dreaming when they were small kids. Before they go to school, they could visualize something, fantasize, and go in their fantasy in different world. Yes, traveling, flying. Somebody was pilot, somebody was architect or singer. But then we went to school and we forgot how to dream. Yes, we got conditioned to think logically, and we got formed the paradigms, those subconscious programs which control our behavior and the way how we think. It happened in our childhood. So everything what is possible for us stops by paradigms. Many people don't allow themselves to think big, to dream and think bigger than what they can see in their physical reality. So what is paradigm? A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over your habitual behavior. And all the habitual, or most of the behavior is habitual. Yes, so you have to take conscious control over the paradigms and replace them if you want to start behaving different and get different results. So this is how it looks. You see, this is where you are, this down circle, and this is your goal. It is at different frequencies. You see the different channels. And what blocks you to get to your big goals are those paradigms, are those subconscious programs which have been built in your mind when you were infants. You have certain beliefs, what you think about yourself, what you think about people, what you think is possible. Yes, and this is your beliefs. If we get other people who have different results in life, they have their own beliefs, and that is why their results are different. So these paradigms, those subconscious programs, they are like a wall, brick wall, which people usually don't go through. Yeah, why we say breakthrough? What means breakthrough? This is breakthrough. It means to go through something like firm, like a wall. But when we consist and we are persistent, we know what we want to do that, we do it, and then we break through and we come to our goal. Yeah, so most people don't do that, because when they set a goal and this paradigm blocks this, comes fear, doubt, of course, because the goals are big. And what happens most of the time, they bounce back and they just come the place where they stay all their life. Yes, as you can see here, they want to go and then they bounce back and they stay the same place stuck. Yeah, that is why it is so important to understand this. And today we will speak about this. I will share with you how our mind, conscious, subconscious mind relate to each other, and how it is also correlates with our body and why we make decisions the way we make. Yes, so till paradigms stay in control, yes, nothing changes. This is what we said, that people usually set the goal, they want to do something, then they get hit these paradigms, which all those beliefs and the programs, and they bounce back. Yes, so nothing changes in their life. So now we will speak about decision making. Yes, so we decide what we really want, and you can also think about what you really want, what you want in life, where you want to be, how you want to live, what you want to do, and start thinking about really big goal, which you know you want to do it, but you don't know how. Yes, and another thing to understand is this goal is really right goal, big enough. The goal should scare you from one side and inspire you from another side. So if the goal scares you because it is big, it should scare you because it is something that you didn't experience before. And if also excites you, you get excited, you want it really, you feel so happy, so fulfilled when you just think about that as it is your reality. So this is the right goal. So it is so important to know what you really want. Unfortunately, again, I would say that majority of people, if you meet random people in the street and ask them what is your goal, majority of people will just say, what do you mean? Like, which goal? I have many people like they say, I have to-do list. Yes, yeah, this is to-do list, but why you want this to-do list? What you want to really have in your life? How you want to live? They cannot say. So this is so important to really find out what that big goal you want, because that big goal which will drive you, it will give you energy, it will give you inspiration, and this is how you will set yourself to the right state of mind to achieve your goal. Yes, so we have to stretch our mind, yes, when we go for big goal. And this is how we go to the C-type goal, that you don't have to know how, but you must know what you will do, what you want to, what you're ready to pay for it. Yes, what you are ready to change in yourself. Yes, and you only know that what you want to do and that you are really committed to do it. Yes, you just show me the way and I will do whatever it takes. I want that. This is the right goal. So look at these lines. These lines represents level of vibration. As we said, we live in the ocean of motion and everything is vibration. When you looked into this room, when you joined this webinar, you had to type exact link, yes, number of the room. If you even changed one number, you would not get to this room because this is the frequency. You have to be at the same frequency as we are to be in this room. Or when you call somebody by phone, again, you should dial exact numbers to get exactly. If you want to call me, you have to dial my number. Why? Because we want two mobiles get in the same frequency. This is how we can speak. If you dial another number, you will not speak with me. This is exactly how it is in life. In order to achieve your goal, you have to match the frequency of this goal. You have to be that person. Yes, so these lines, as you see, this is levels of vibration, and levels of vibration represent frequencies. And think about this, that everything what you have now in life, it is this line, yeah, like bottom line. You are here, they're your thoughts, your ideas, and on the upper line, this is your goal. You see, there is a big gap. Yes, big gap. It is different frequency, different channel. So now I will show you this image, because this image will help you to understand about mind and body. If I ask you, what is your mind? What is your mind? Interesting how you will answer. What is your mind? Do you think it is your brain or what is your mind? Many people cannot say what is their mind. They know what is their brain, but they can explain what is brain, but they cannot explain what is mind because they never seen mind. Nobody's seen the mind. That's why this image introduces so well correlation between conscious, subconscious, and body, and it will help you because we think in pictures. We have to have picture in our mind to understand what we are speaking about. So this is the picture, and you can see this big circle, blue circle. It represents the mind, and the orange circle represents the body. And there are two parts, conscious and subconscious mind. So this is upper part is conscious mind, and this is how people live. Yes, they live and make decisions based on five senses. And most of people just based on five senses, what they can see, what they can touch, what they can smell, hear, taste. And this is, they receive like antennas. Yes, these five senses, imagine it is like antennas. And from these antennas, we receive information. And this is how people make decisions. Yes, and we also have subconscious mind that is feeling. So when people think about something, thoughts is conscious, then it goes to subconscious mind and it shows as feelings because subconscious is emotional mind. And feelings cause our body to act. And this is how people get results. And interesting fact that conscious mind, it is our thinking mind, it is our information, everything we read, we know. And this is how we make choices and originate ideas, and it can accept and reject. Subconscious mind cannot reject, it just accepts everything. And it cannot differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. And our body is instrument of our mind. So what we think, how we feel, our body will act accordingly. And this is interesting what Albert Einstein told. He said that the intuitive mind is a secret gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. So what he speaks about here, intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. Yeah, so we have different gifts. And here what we will speak about. We have these gifts which were given for us to live, to become master, not to become, to serve us, yes, to serve us. And most of people don't use this. So these six gifts are memory, perception, will, imagination, intuition, and reason. And this is how everything changes when we start living by using these faculties, intuitive mind. Yes, this is what is given to us as tools which we can use to create physical reality. Because if we live just from five senses, we will not create much difference. Every people who created new things, they use these high mental faculties. And I can quickly tell about each of them. So, for example, memory. Memory is ability to remember, and it is not only can be applied for the past events, it also can be applied for future events. When you imagine what you want and you use your visualization and create that event in the future in your mind, in your image, yes, imagination, then you can remember, use your memory to remember that feelings, those achievements, yes, that your life which you already created in your mind, you can use your memory to live now with those, in those moments. Perception is so powerful. Perception is ability to see things from different point of views. Most of people are conditioned to see only black and white? Or if, for example, if people think that if they're right, so another person, if he has different opinion, he's automatically wrong. Yeah, and perception helps us to understand that it is not that he is wrong, he is also right. People can be right. Even if they have different point of view, they all can be right. It is just looking at things from different perspective. For example, if I show you this, what color is, you can say, of course, it is white. And if I tell you that it is black, what thoughts will come to your mind? Interesting. Maybe someone tells me. What thoughts? I tell you this is black and you say this is white. So what thoughts come to your mind? Somebody may be thinking, oh, she's kidding. Or somebody can say, oh, how she can do this. Maybe she wants to make me silly. Yeah, whatever. So it can be so different thoughts, depend on what people like, again, project from their inside world. But if I turn this, it will be black, right? So I'm right and you're right. So it is perception, ability to see things from different perceptions. And this is very powerful tool. Also, will is ability to focus on something that you want to the exclusion for everything else. Imagination, you know, imagination. This is ability to see things in your visualization, in your mind, something that is not real yet. Intuition is very powerful, high mental faculty, which connects to frequency earlier than you connected it physically. Yes, it is like voice from your future self, voice from future events. You always can tap to your intuition and listen, and it will always be right. Again, many people conditioned to live so much in their head that they don't even listen to intuition. And when they make mistakes, then they remember, oh, I had that feeling not to do it, or vice versa. I had that feeling to do it and I didn't listen. And reason, ability to think. This is very important. Many people think that mental activity is thinking, but mental activity is not thinking. Mental activity is just those programs, thoughts, which are going in mind 24/7, like highway, so many cars and with no order. Reason, it is ability to think. Yeah, so this is all what we can use when we make decision, and now I will explain later even more. This is very famous quote from Napoleon Hill, his book Think and Grow Rich, and he wrote here that there is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. Difference between wishing and being ready. If you just wish or hope, you will not get it. You have to be ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until they believe that they can acquire it. You have to believe. Another ingredient of success. Yes, you have to make decision and not just make decision and thinking, oh, I will do that. Maybe something happens. Maybe it will work. No, you have to believe that it will happen. You have to see yourself as already it is. Why we spoke about high mental faculties, yeah, because you have to use those faculties and see yourself. And more you see yourself, more you feel as it is already reality. This will help you to believe that it will be yours. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds will not inspire faith, courage, and belief. So you have to be open-minded and receive information, because you have a big goal, as we discussed. Yeah, you set big goal, and then you have to open your mind, because you don't know how you will do that. But when you open your mind, you will start receiving those signals, and you will see what you can do, when you can do, how, with whom, and this is how it reveals to you. There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. Yes, and remember that no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. This is very powerful statement. It is no more efforts is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity than is to accept misery and poverty. It is your life and you have the same power, and it is up to you how you will use that power. Again, look at these lines. This is your thoughts. This is your thoughts. And that on the top is your goal. It is like different channels. You have to start thinking at the level of your goal. You cannot be, for example, radio. If you listen AM, you will only listen programs which are at AM channel. You cannot listen programs at FM, right? For that, you have to change quick frequency. You have to flip to different channel. This is again in your life all the what you have thoughts, your feelings, your actions set you to certain level, certain channel in life, and you attract only things, people, and circumstances which are aligned with this channel, those programs which are at this channel. If you want to have different goal, have achieve different things in life, you have to change your channel, you have to change your thoughts, feelings, and actions. You have to become the person you have to become to achieve that goal. That is why it's so important to understand this process, because our results will always tell us true about what is going inside. It means our results are reflection of what is going inside. It is like a mirror. Our life is a mirror. How we think, how we feel, it will be reflected in our results. So when it comes to big goal, we have to change, we have to grow. And this is how important to learn how to make decision. When we set the goal and opportunity comes for that goal, we have to make decision. Yes, I want that, I will do that, and I do whatever it takes. Of course, if it is good thing, if it is valuable, it helps people, helps society. So this is how we make decision. And most people, they make decision and then they say, oh, I want that, but yes, or if I want that, yeah, I really want that, but I will do it when something happens, or if I get that, or if I got that, something happens, then I will do that. So the moment when you start doing if or but, this is what happened with your decision. It just bounce back. So you decide and then you start thinking, oh no, maybe not now, maybe next year or whenever. So this is how your decision just bounces back and your goal fades. You don't get it, you don't get that goal. Yes, it just becomes like something, some fantasy. And then of course you will start thinking about different things, and that will never happen. So what is needed to achieve the goal that would happen is committed decision. Committed decision is very different from being interested. What is the difference between being interested and make committed decision? Being interested means that you do things when it is comfortable for you. Yes, so if it is comfortable, you make a decision. If it is not comfortable, you change it. Yes, so many people make decision fast and they change fast. Yes, or make decision slow and change fast. But when we speak about committed decision, this is decision that the person makes fast based on that idea that he really wants that. As we discussed, yes, I want it. Am I willing to do whatever it takes? And this is committed decision when we don't change it. And we're ready to do whatever it takes. It means that we will go through different challenges, we go out of comfort zone, we'll do whatever it takes to grow, because as I said, we have to change to that frequency. We have to grow to that frequency. If we don't do what is uncomfortable, we just stay the same place. And that is why when we take committed decision, we do what it takes. And this is how we grow. This is how we get to the channel which is aligned with our goals. Yes, and this is how I said that there is a difference between interest and commitment. When you are interested in something, you do it only when it is convenient. Yes, and when you are committed to something, you accept no excuses. You accept only results. Yeah, this is very good quote. Yeah, so how we flip the change here, how we flip the distance between where we are and where we want to be, where our goal is. The only way to flip this change, yes, gap, is to start thinking and acting as the person you want to become. Not tomorrow, not next year, it should be now. So you know what you want, you start thinking and using your high mental faculties to see your life, how it will be. You see yourself, you start using visualization, your imagination, and you start thinking as that person already. This is only the way to achieve that goals. You have to learn how to live from the end. So this is important, to learn how to detach from physical facts and not allowing them to dictate what you can do or what you cannot do. Because when you understand that this physical reality became your reality because of your thoughts and feelings and actions and decisions which you made before, right? So this is results. So you cannot just make decision based on the same results and thinking that you will get something different. The only way you can change your life is when you start thinking as that person who already have your goal achieved. And this is how you will start thinking different, feeling different, and acting different. And this is how you will start getting different results. You will start getting excited, more signs will be shown to you. And again, as we started this workshop today, make decision, learn. You see the sign, act on it. You get idea, act on it. And this is habit, to make things done, to act on this immediately based on what you have, where you are. One door will open after this, 7 door will open after this, another 7 door will open. And this is how you will grow and get to your goals. And this is how this paradigm will be broken. When you stay persistent, when you don't put attention to those challenges, you have your goal, you see yourself there, and you take actions every day. When you do this paradigm wall will change, and you will see the world from the different side. Yes, you also will see how much you grow, how much you became aware of things which happening in life, aware of yourself, aware why you do things which you do, and how you don't do what you already know. Yeah, so this is very, very important understanding this process, that when you have a big goal, you always will face that barrier. Always you will face fear and doubt. And when you know that it is normal, this is exactly how it should be. Because fear and doubt, that brick wall, which we saw before, is just notification that you are going out of your comfort zone, that you are growing. Yes, and instead of stopping, you have to go and continue doing these things. Yeah, so this is how you get to a higher frequency. And when you get to the higher frequency in your mind, in your awareness and consciousness, you will be communicating with the world beyond the reach of your 5 senses. When this is how you start understanding that it is not just 5 senses which I use, these 5 senses are given us to enjoy life. Yeah, we eat food, we want to enjoy the taste, or we see things, we want to enjoy colors, and we want to see people and everything. Yes, so these five senses given us to enjoy life. They are not given us to dictate us our life. What we have to use to create life is our high mental faculties. And this is what will happen when you master this. Then you will start seeing the world different, and then you understand how much power is in you. You are creator of everything, and what you just can think about can become your reality. Yes, so as we said here, we don't just think from these, because when we think about from these five senses, this is results which we get. Yes, and we have, you see here, if the conscious mind is filled with images of current results, what happens? It means that subconscious mind accepts images of current results, because subconscious mind cannot reject it. It accepts everything. And what happens? You will get current results. This is why people say that I am stuck. Yes, why I just do so much and I am the same place. Yes, because the same thoughts will cause the same feelings, and the same feelings which cause the same actions, and you will get same results. So the only way to change this loop, yeah, like circle, when people go just round and round, the only way to change it, this is, we have to change, we have to come from our dream, yes, and start thinking from that place. We have to start thinking from that place. We have to start using our memory, perception, will, imagination, intuition, and reason, and start using this as muscles. We initially, when because nobody taught us to use these muscles, so of course they are weak now. And we can, when we start working on them and developing them, this muscle, they will start growing, and we start making decisions based on this high mental faculties and based on where we want to be. And imagine this, that we have power which comes to us and through us all time, 24/7. Yes, all this power which is like, if you compare it with electricity, which comes to different appliances, electricity doesn't have qualities of fridge or fan or heater. It is electricity, it is neutral. But depending on the qualities of that appliances, it produces different effects like heat or cold or something else. And the same power comes to us. We are alive because, as we said, we are spiritual beings in human body, having intellect, and we receive this power which goes to us and through us. And it is us who give this power the form, physical form, and we do it by choosing our thoughts. So when we learn how to choose thoughts, many people hear something and they say, for example, I cannot do that. Some say I can. What is the difference? Some people in the same situation, someone says I can, and he goes and does it, and some says I cannot, and he cannot, and he also right. Everyone is right. If you say you can or you cannot, you will be right in both cases, because this is what will follow your statement. So it is your choice. If you want to do that, you say yourself I can, and say what will be my first step, what I can do, what decision I have to make today to do that first step. Yes, so this power is neutral, and by choosing thoughts, you give this power the physical form. Again, first thoughts, you use imagination that you feel, because when you start imagining great things, how you achieved already what you wanted to achieve, you start going in your visualization and imagine real life. Of course, you will feel good, and you will start feeling from that place. And this is how you get to that higher frequency, and this is how your actions will be different. Yes, the person who believes that he can, his actions will be to do that. Person who thinks he cannot, he just shuts down everything, and that's all. Yes, so this is all upon you. So you think about your want, create a burning desire, and your body will vibrate in the certain way, and this is how you will get to the frequency of your goal, and this is how you will achieve the goal. Yes, so this is, we said this quote, Steve Jobs, that's why you never can connect the dots looking in the future. You can never know if the goal is big, you can never know how you will get. You look at Microsoft, how Microsoft started, how Amazon started, or Alibaba, or anything, any big brand. They never knew how it will be. It will all revealed. They did first step, and then again they started doing, and then how it grew and became such a big. And this is exactly about every big goal. We have to know what we want, and we have to know that we are willing and will do whatever it takes, and we can be guaranteed to receive that according to the laws. If you don't quit, if you do whatever it takes, you go, you learn the laws, part of them, what we discussed today, for example, decision making, you will get there, because it must take physical form according to the law of the transmutation, perpetual transmutation of energy. Yes, so this is why successful people make decisions so fast, because they know everything they need is decision. They don't need to have resources and to know where they come. They have to make decision and see that it is already achieved, and this is how everything will start coming their way. And that is also why Dr. Werner von Braun told President Kennedy that all that he needed to make a decision to go to the moon was the will to do it. As if you heard maybe this about this, when John Kennedy announced that they are going to the moon. Yes, did you see that video? He said that in this decade we are going to the moon. And he asked the scientists, what is required to go to the moon? And he just answered him immediately, the will to do it. Yeah, so now you understand why he answered this way, because really you can do what you want to do, and for that you have to have that will to do it, and the rest will come if you do it the right way. Yes, so this is what I wanted to share with you today for 1 hour, and you are most welcome to ask questions. Yes, I'm happy to answer your questions. You can maybe unmute yourself, or you can write in the chat.
That was excellent, Elena. Explain a little bit about how you acquired this knowledge, because this is not something that takes 5 minutes to understand and to learn.
Yes, I believe that you got the main idea. I don't expect you to even understand everything I said. Yes, but even if you understood and you can watch replay, I would suggest you to watch this replay a few times.
Yeah.
Yes, because we receive information based on our subconscious programs, and they accept only what we know and what is aligned with our beliefs and understanding. That's why such information which I shared with you, it is so much new for you. I believe that it is so much new and it is different from what you heard before. That's why I would suggest you to listen this replay many times, because you will get to it. And when we meet next time, you can ask more.
Yeah, we'll post this on our YouTube channel, so I'll give everyone the link to it so that people can revisit it and understand what's on the slides, replay it and everything. And a couple of people have asked me for the recording, so I'll make sure they get that as well.
Yes. So what is the question? Any
questions from anybody?
I would like to hear from you. What is your one takeaway from this webinar? What you learned, something that was for you aha moment?
Just do it. That's only a took it, isn't it?
Yes,
Take
yes.
action, and whatever the correction that can be done tomorrow or day after.
Mhm.
There's nothing like scenario like perfect stuff, isn't it? There's going to be perfect situation anytime in life.
Yes, interesting that you even, it doesn't make even sense to plan and plan, because when you evolve in the process, your mind will be open, you will see different opportunities. It is like when you are sitting here, you can see horizon only to some extent. Yes, but when you go higher, you will see even more space ahead. Yes, so it is exactly, you have to make decision that you really want it. In my life, I did so many such decisions. Even before I learned this, somehow intuitively, or I don't know, my spiritual being was telling me what to do. And I was stepping into unknown, like doing a very, very bold decision. Like somebody would look, maybe it is like crazy, how she can do that. And because I was doing those decisions, I was very successful, and people looked at me as a very successful person, and I achieved a lot in my life. And when I look back, always when I achieved big things, initially I stepped into unknown, I became very uncomfortable. And this is this like it is before reward is given to you, you have go through challenges. And it is not just because you have to feel bad. No, this again, in alignment with what we spoke about, you have to grow to get into that frequency of your desired results. And that's why this you have to embrace challenges, because these challenges, it is indication that you have to grow. And when you overcome them, this is how you become that person. So you grow, 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 and then you look back, and then you don't even think that those were challenges, right? When you look back, these are challenges for you only when you look forward. And you never, but when you experience them and you found solution and you discovered something in you that you even didn't know exist, and you became that person, and then you say, so good that I had that, because now I have this experience, now I have this knowledge, and now I can see so much bigger picture, yes, which I didn't see before. So this is all about attitude and seeing big picture and embrace that uncomfortable, because if we will stay comfortable, we will not go far. We just live very limited life. And when we understand potential which we have, we want really to live the life with our full potential, because everything is possible when you believe, when you have this again spiritual confirmation. Even before you see it physically, you can feel, your intuition will tell you you can. Yes, and that's trust you when you start listening to your intuition more than you listen your head, because head is just 2-4%. All like 96-98% results are our subconscious mind. So when you learn how to master your subconscious mind, then you get in control, then you become consciousness about your thoughts, about your feelings, about your actions, and then you choose how you want to think, how you want to feel and act in order to achieve that goal. You just get yourself with alignment with your goal, and you become that person, and you just don't think from this physical reality anymore. To make
Denise had a hand raised, and Jerusha has two questions. So I'm not sure if you want to go first, Denise.
yeah, could you maybe Alan, you want to read for me questions and I
Yeah.
answer?
Shall I read your questions, Jerusha? Yeah. The first one from Jerusha is, hi, Elena. How do I connect with subconscious mind in distraction or in the distraction?
In the distraction, you can choose on what you want. Instead of thinking of distraction, you can choose thinking of what you want, about your goal and what you can do today.
Mhm.
We have distractions. Yes, there is no person that wakes up and has no distraction. It is life, and we can be distracted suddenly with so many reasons. But here we develop this faculty as will. What means will? Will is the ability to focus on what you want and not to be distracted. Yes, there are distractions, but you can choose where to put your focus. I can share with you very good exercise. Do you want it?
Mm,
If you do
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, if you do it, I will share with you very good exercises how you can practice your will. You can practice for 5 minutes a day only, and you will see such a huge shift in how you can focus on other things and not be distracted. So you can use a candle, light the candle, and look at the flame of the candle for 5 minutes and think only about candle. You will notice that it will be not easy from the beginning. Your mind will put you to think everything else, but not the candle. And we will see, you just will think about candle maybe second or two, and then your mind will take you somewhere and you will start thinking about something else. How you will understand it, how your mind is playing tricks with you all the time. You want to do something, and then your mind just wanders and takes you somewhere else. So the biggest distractions come not from outside. The biggest distractions come from within us when we are not in control of our thoughts, when we just, instead of thinking and focusing on what we want, what we decided to do, we allow our mind to just move us everywhere. Yes, so this is exercise which you can do 5 minutes. So 5 minutes you watch to the at the flame, and every time when you notice that your mind took you somewhere else, you started thinking about something else, you just bring it back. You bring it back and start focusing about the flame. And you think only about flame, no other thoughts. It will take time, it will take practice, but you will see that when you learn how to focus 5 minutes on the flame, you will be able to focus on everything. And not only 5 minutes. When you practice to do it 5 minutes, you will increase your productivity significantly. You will be focused on other things. It becomes habit. Yes, it should be trained. Nobody taught us how to train the will and how to think, actually. Yes, we don't think, most of people, only 2% of people think. 3% of people think that they think, and 95% of people would rather die than think. And this is true. People have mental activity which is uncontrolled, and they just all the day they just jump from one to another, and they let this mind to control their life. And with those five senses which we spoke, yeah, what they see and hear, that is all how most of people live. And yeah, so if you're in a place where you don't have candle, or maybe not cannot use candle, you just can put a small dot on the wall or on some surface, and look at it. Look at at the dot for 5 minutes. Do this every day for 5 minutes, and then you tell me what result you will get. I tell you that you will see such a big, significant change. You will start noticing this focus.
Yeah, good suggestion.
Yeah.
Jerusha has got another question, a second one, which is how do I connect and what time do I connect to the subconscious mind?
You don't connect to subconscious mind just at certain time. Yes, you can. Subconscious mind is connected through your thoughts. When you repeat the same thoughts, this is how those ideas and thoughts get impressed into your subconscious mind. So the best way to connect to your subconscious mind, it depends what you want, yes, and what purpose, what you want to tell your subconscious mind. If you want to achieve some goal, and you want it to achieve by certain time, this is what you write on the goal card, we have a goal card which we designed. If you want, you can download it and mindset2results.com resources. There is a beautiful goal card, like a template, which you download and write there what you want, by what time, as a present tense, and read it. Keep this goal card with you. And by thinking, visualizing this as already achieved, you will impress this idea into subconscious mind. And when you do it regularly, use your imagination, feel, because subconscious mind is emotional mind. You cannot just logically speak. You have to use those images and feelings as you already that person, how you will feel, how you will speak. Yes, and you create those images and do it through repetition, and this is how you will impress it into subconscious mind. Yes, subconscious mind understands feelings.
And you recommend to read your goals aloud morning and evening, Elena?
Yes, yes, this is what Napoleon Hill recommends as a process of achieving goals, 13 principles, which are described in Think and Grow Rich, his very famous book. Yes, this is the steps which we have to do every day. When we just wake up, we read the goal and think about this goal, visualize, and before we go to sleep, last time what we do, we again visualize and read the goal. This is how we impress it into subconscious mind, and then subconscious mind gets us to that feeling that we can. We start seeing ourselves that we can. Initially, when the goal is too big, you might not believe even. Yes, you want it, but you think, oh, it is too big, like how it is just looks like impossible. But when you start doing this exercise, this is how you will start believing. Like 15 days, you start saying, oh, maybe it is possible. In 30 days, you will say, yes, I can do that. Let's go. Yeah, so this is all through repetition.
Okay. Louise has a question. Do you want to shout it out, Louise, or shall I read it?
Hey, sorry, it's probably a bit of a stupid question, but what if your goal is more around a specific being with a specific person or a specific home or a specific, what if it's something that actually it's not just you in the equation? Do you know what I mean?
For example, home for your
Being with someone in a relationship. So if there's someone you wanted to be in a relationship with and it seemed impossible.
You want to attract certain person or person with certain qualities.
Specific person.
Specific person who you know.
Yeah. And it's complicated, but yeah, I don't really want to.
Yes, the question is that person wants to be attracted. Because we cannot, we have techniques, certain techniques, for example, how to attract life partner which you want, but we don't use specific person, yeah, because it is not ethical, yes, to to use use your mind and create something that is maybe against his will. Yeah, so I would suggest you to do the following. Write on the piece of paper, write a circle. Let me show you how it's like, for example, like this. You write here circle, yes, and write it my man. You write in the middle my man, and then you put around this circle. Yeah, around the circle you put qualities which you want in this person. Yes, so put the qualities which you want in man that is important for you, which are important for you. And start visualizing that. Don't visualize specific person. Yeah, as I said, it is not ethical to like use this to having in mind specific person who maybe not doesn't want. Maybe he has some reasons. Yeah, so. And it also, you see, sometimes we think that we want this person specifically. But if we focus on the qualities which we want in our life partner, or like person who you want to attract, if it is this person, so do you get what I mean? That you don't focus on this person, but focus on qualities
Mhm.
in men who you want to attract. Yes, so because it seems that this is only the person we want, but there are 8 billion people in the world. Yeah, so let's say 3 billion men. So there should be men who has these qualities. What you want, it is qualities, not just exactly this person. Yeah, there can be another person with the same qualities which important for you. So I would suggest you to focus on what is important for you in men you want to attract, without putting his face or exactly keeping in mind that it is this exact person, and focus on that and visualize that this person already is in your life. Visualize you go together, don't know, for to have lunch or to for dinner, or you do something together. Yes, you walk, you talk, you just visualize it in your virtual like imagination, and you will attract that person. And if this person who you specifically mean, if he is that person, he will come to you. If there will be different person, you will attract different person. Yeah. This is an answer for you. Yes, and if it is like you said, complicated, also it is complicated, and what this show to you? Yes, what it show to you? Do you really have need that person in your life?
I
Will
know,
not.
I guess it's just, I mean, I guess like when you're talking about you can have anything, I guess it's the same like with if you visualize having a specific house or a certain type of house or a certain type of, especially if they're in and around you and you know them, and then you're talking about not knowing how the dots connect and, all that kind of thing. And then I think, well, how far does that go? Do you see what I mean?
Yes, you can speak to him. If you communicate with him, you just said complicated. I don't know like what complicated means, right? From a perception. I mean that you can have conversation with him and say like what value for you, and when you focus on the values you want in that man, and visualize that that man is in your life. If he is that man who you need, he will be in your life.
Okay. Okay, thank
Are
you.
there any other questions? I can't see any written, but do you have any questions, Matthew? I noticed you came in a little bit later, not quite sure.
No,
If
for me, it's just
you
sort of
picked anything up.
yeah. For me, it's just take that you've just got to face your fear and go for it. That's my biggest problem is you think, well, what if it goes great, fantastic, but you always go back on the what if it doesn't work out properly, like with property. So I think now it's a case of just go with it, go with the flow. I know what my capabilities are, and just keep striving forward rather than keep thinking, well, it might not work, might not work. With that attitude, it's not going to work. So I just need to just push forward positively.
Mhm.
That's my biggest take, and I appreciate the candle as well because I'm definitely going to give that a go.
Yes, yes, it is it's such a powerful exercise. Yes,
Mm.
and when you think about what you want, of course, next when you make decision, you see that you see what risk is involved, and if you see
Mm.
that there is no risk and everything is good, why not to make decision? Yes, so it
Yeah,
is
and
blindly
sorry,
just.
I
Mhm.
think it's important as well to have the right people around you. If you've
Mhm.
got that and you've got the education, then yeah, that helps the support as well.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Yes, and it is all when we discussed today that when you want to do something new, it will always be that wall. It
Mm.
will always, you just
Mm.
have to know that it is normal. If you have
Yeah,
fear, doubt, it is normal. This is just the process. Yes, you have just to crash that wall by persistent and making decision. Because when you make decision, also why we spoke about intuition. When you make decision, you based it on your intuition. If there will be something wrong, your intuition will tell you. You will
yeah,
feel it. You will feel it. That's something wrong. I have to check that. I have to check that.
Yeah.
But if you feel that this is right, when you received information, you see that this good, this good, this good, this good, there is nothing that will not work. So why not to make decision? And your intuition will say, go for it. It is really good option.
Yeah.
And then we make decision, and then we are in the process. And then we don't allow these negative thoughts to come. Yes, we see what we want to have, and we think about what we really want to achieve, and we focus our mind on what our steps are to get where we want to be, and we don't spend energy to those doubts, because
Yeah.
it is like it is subconscious programs which work on autopilot, and they just drain our energy. And when we understand that it is not you, this voice which always tells something negative, yes, and oh, it will not work, what if you lose, or this voice is not you. It is just we have different saboteurs. Maybe one day we will speak about them, like different saboteurs, how they speak in us, and how we have to identify their voices, and how we can weaken them and use more sage side, which will encourage us and help us to do productive, effective things. Because if we just uh, caught up in that destructive thoughts, we will not go anywhere. It just keeps us stuck and not good.
Okay, thank you. And like I say, the candle, I think that's brilliant for concentrating focus. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Great, nice to see you, Matthew. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Yeah, thank you for.
Any other questions? What I will mention, if there aren't any other questions, is that I'm a great believer in collaboration. And if you've got individual goals, sometimes you can achieve your goals easier by teaming up with someone who shares your goals. And so sometimes big goals require more than one person. And I think maybe we'll talk about this in future webinars, because we'll do this once a month, and we'll talk about how you can collaborate. There are all sorts of components of a team, and you need someone who's going to be the team leader, you need the team architect, the designer. Richard Williams was going to be on this webinar this evening, who's one of the architects I work with, and he's dealing with one of the projects that I've got ongoing at the moment. You need a construction partner, and you need other components like other consultants, noise consultants, surveyors, building controls consultants. The list goes on, and of course solicitors. And if you can build the right power team, you can actually achieve more. You're not just focusing on one project, but you can focus on project after project after project. And by collaborating together, you can actually achieve more. So maybe we'll look at this next time, just how people can contribute to a shared goal. Because I think it's so difficult a path to tread, particularly in property. You know, there is this sort of difficult environment with property where you've got to negotiate solicitors, you've got to negotiate funders, and all the hassle with the planning approvals and all this sort of thing. And if you create a team, then you can actually establish capability to overcome those obstacles, and you can achieve a greater goal. That's my belief. So anyway, I thought it was a fantastic talk this evening, Elena, and thank you so much for spending your time and sharing your knowledge with us. We'll share the recordings. We'll put it on YouTube, and anyone who's asked for the recording, I'll try and get it to you by email. But certainly, you know, I was blown away by what you've said, because you know, I believe it works.
Yeah, thank you very much for organizing this event and inviting me. It was my pleasure to share with you.
Thank you, Elena. It was great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Elena.
So see you again. Have a good evening.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers,
Thank you.
Have a nice evening. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Alan, and thank you, Elena. Everybody
Thanks.
have a good evening.
Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.